Welcome, adventurers. Here's what happened last time on the Incorrigible party.
With the rest of the party invisible and unnoticed by the Rem Elemental, Mia becomes the focus of its attacks, as its piercing shriek hatches 4 broodlings that join the fray. Choosing to fight, the party burns through the last of their resources in an attempt to come out victorious, only for the killing blow on the adult from Elemental to trigger a death burst of ice and fire, rendering the entire party unconscious.
And now, on with the show.
Everybody is down.
Everybody's down.
Even Horik.
Yes, even Horik.
Okay.
Captain Grohl!
Can a sentient object make medicine checks?
Can he give you CPR? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
He can give you a nice broom handle up the...
Yeah, I was gonna say.
here's what happens. Mia was already down, so she takes an automatic failure from this death burst.
Yes.
What is actually funny is that the death burst, unbeknownst to any of you, does kill the last baby Remoraz with the piercing damage. Fully, because it failed, but it fully resists the
Good.
fire. Falls her in, 15 feet in the air, unconscious, falls off of Denny, takes a bit of falling damage, which unfortunately is an automatic fail. So Mia and Falls are in at 1 fail right now. The paladins are 160 feet away since they started dashing. So they can get here in 3 rounds and start applying medicine by the 4th round. So we have 3 rounds of me rolling silently.
I love it. I love it.
It's out of 5, right? It is out of 5, right? That's how it goes?
No, it's out of 3, is it?
Isn't it?
The first 3 fails are 3 successes.
Should have used
That's what
luck.
I'm saying.
Oh,
So it's
so
3
it is
out
a
of 5.
5.
Yeah. Okay. 4 rounds? We got this.
Okay, well, 3 rounds are rolling. The 4th, so 2 dashes from the paladins is 120 feet, plus a 3rd round. They have to make up another 20 more feet to get to each of you.
Would Denny know to fly over and grab one and bring him back a little bit faster? Or would that not be any faster?
Well, you're unconscious, so you don't really know what's happening.
Nope.
Isn't that the truth?
But okay,
Definitely
so
don't
also
know
like
what's
Denny could move. Yeah, unfortunately, by the time Denny goes there and back, which I mean, yeah, that's fair play. Denny would certainly try to do that. Probably get Silas right. So Silas is now on Denny, but it's 100. So Denny moves 160.
Mia
100
converted
there.
them. They go to her first,
So
right?
1 round there, 2 rounds back. That gets Silas back a round earlier on Denny, meaning Silas can try to stabilize 1 person 1 round earlier, but it's only a single instance of it.
It's going to be his patron saint.
Well, you didn't revivify Silas. That's Lance and Hannigan.
Frick, I know.
All right, we're gonna start at the top. I don't really know how this is gonna come out in the edit, but I'm just gonna roll in initiative order here.
You gotta insert some rolling noises, for dramatic effect.
I need to roll from Shakara's turn because that was Shakara's turn.
Yeah.
So actually, Shakara went down this round.
I want to hear some dice in this episode.
So this is interesting. Because you roll your saving throw at the beginning of your turn, the first round of Paladin movement, Shakara actually doesn't need to roll one yet because she died during the round. Mia, on your feet with 1 hit point as I rolled a 20.
Oh!
Holy crap. Okay, so that is at the beginning of your turn. So you have your turn to do something now. You see everybody around you is unconscious. You see Silas is hurtling towards you Denny, has not quite made it to the paladins, but you can see Denny flying towards them.
Well, right in front of me, Shakara, and I have the Spare the Dying cantrip, so I just lay hands on Shakara right away.
Okay, so Shakara's stable.
With my movement, I'll go over to Falzarin to do the same for him next turn, type thing.
All right.
He's the next closest, so it's my only reasoning. Sorry, John. with my 1 hit point. I'll probably go down again, but you know.
Mia, you see, as you've chosen to stabilize Shakara first, Falzarin below you, right below you at your feet, lets out a single gasp and goes completely still. His chest stops moving as he is dead.
Wait, what? Critical fail?
Well,
Okay.
you still have options.
Sure. Wow, okay. Frick.
It is your turn.
Oh, shit.
Who, my turn?
Yes, Mia, it's your turn.
Okay, cool. Should have saved my 4th level spell slot. I will run over and spare the dying shaft.
Okay, Shaft is stable.
And then Horik.
So Silas has arrived now on Denny, 1 round ahead of the Paladins.
Okay.
And he'll be able, you can like direct him to Horik, so he'll go over and try to stabilize Horik, which actually he fails trying to do so. And then it's your turn, so you can spare the dying Horik, so Horik is now stable. The rest of the Paladins have arrived.
Falzarin's not breathing. Who's with you? And I will rummage through Shakara's things and Horik's. Like, if they have potions, I'll dump potions in their mouth. I do have 2 greater healing potions. I could use my own, but I'll just look for theirs first.
I have 3 greater healing.
Yeah, I have a regular and a greater.
To get you guys up, I would take one of Shakara's and give it to her, and then I guess for Shafts, would I be able to tell the difference between the healing potions?
Yeah. Healing potion's pretty distinct, yeah.
Give you the greater healing potion. So you each get your potions out, and then if Horik had anything like that, or else I could give Horik one of mine. I have 1 hit point myself, right? So
Correct, yeah.
I will take, I'll take one of my own as well, I guess. Out on this ice.
So that is gonna do some healing for all of you. So everybody but Falzarin is conscious now. The Paladins are here. The Goblin, now that you can clearly see him, like he's bound and gagged, this Goblin is. And Silas comes up. What were those things? He kind of looks down at Falzarin. Is he okay?
Mia, heal Falzarin.
Yeah, I'll run over to Falzarin. He's not looking good.
Falzarin's gone for now, but I can get him back tomorrow. Put him in your bag, Shaft.
Put my head down next to him. Yeah, he's not breathing. This isn't good.
We need to take him with us, and after some rest, I can bring him back.
Can you actually do that?
Can I revive him?
Well, Revivify only works within the first minute of death.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say,
frick.
you have to do it, like, right now.
Unless you have gentle repose.
For some reason, I thought I could get him back.
So you have no more spell slots at that level?
Oh, I have no spell slots at all.
But Falzarin doesn't die. He always comes back.
I mean... Wow, I messed that up. I thought I could save him. That's why I wasn't so, like, stunned by all this. Frick. Okay.
Mia, do something.
I've done everything I can. I've spent every ounce of energy I've had, and it still wasn't enough. Maybe Braun? Maybe someone at the camp? Silas, Hannigan, Lance, help him.
Yeah, I look over at the Paladins and, like, anybody?
We don't have that kind of power.
What good are you?
How far away is, Sammy from here?
We're still miles.
Can you send Samuel a message to send a healer to meet us?
You see the goblin is like trying to speak against its gag.
Who is this? He's trying to say something. Let's hear him. Anything.
Well, I mean, this. You don't want to listen to him. He doesn't know. He doesn't talk. He's not nonsense. It's nonsense.
I walk
up,
over. Yeah, and yank his
Take his
thing out of his mouth.
Where did you get him?
We found him. We found him in the woods, slinking around. He's clearly. He says he's some kind of emissary or something. And the goblin. Yeah, that's right. I'm Thuff the Younger, emissary of Kakos.
What?
Can you help? Can you help our friend? He's dead.
Maybe I can. What are you gonna give me?
What does that even mean? An emissary?
Haven't you heard of Kakos?
No?
Who?
Quit screwing around. If you can help him now.
Oh, you have to untie me. You have to untie me.
I will walk up to him and grab him by his shirt and put my sword right up to his neck. I will give you your life, is what I will give you.
You can't kill me.
Yes, I can.
You want to piss off my god?
Very easily. I don't care about your god.
Come on, we're wasting time. We'll worry about payment later.
We can catch him. Just let him go. I'll give you every gold piece I have.
He just raises his hands, his bound hands up to you.
I cut it with a dagger.
Silas is like, wait, what?
Nah, if he runs, I'll kill him.
So will I.
Thuff the Younger will go over to one of the dead baby Remorazes, and he starts to wave his hands over.
Wait, that's not what we want to live. We want him to live. And
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, no, this guy, the wizard. Not the thing attacking us?
Well, you didn't specify.
I am looming over him as he's working.
I think Mia would try to use her divine intervention, but she used it within the past week to get rid of Bronze Nightmares, so it can't happen, but...
Let's put the chest plate on him. Extends his life. But I think you have to be alive when you put it on.
Probably. There's a little bit of a loophole there.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought I could revivify him, like, tomorrow. Ugh.
And he turns to so the goblin steps up to Falzarin. Over Falzarin's body. And kind of kneels down in the snow at him. You're gonna owe Kraxalak a favor.
Yeah, whatever.
I still do not know who that is.
He's gonna get another scapulet. Nothing he hasn't had before.
Oh, no, it's gonna be all of you. He points to Shakara, Shaft, and Mia.
That's fine. If he doesn't do anything real soon, then he's not getting anything from us. And then you're gonna be paying for it.
Okay, well, if it doesn't work, it's not my fault. It's just Kraxalak does what he wants. I'll just ask him. And you say he begins to do something literally very similar to Mia, your divine favor, as he seems to call in this favor of his own. And he starts to speak. He's kind of mumbling, but he's not speaking in any language that any of you recognize. But the language is Horse. It has a lot of consonants in it. Like, seems like there's way too many consonants versus vowels that he's kind of spitting out of his mouth.
Oh, German?
Kind of, maybe. He's prolonged words that mean an entire phrase. So as he's doing this over Falzarin, it's not a light. It's not like a radiance from between his clasped palms, right? But it's more of a it's the absence of light. And in fact, it's something incredibly similar to what kind of the effect that Shakar's Fuego has, right? And that absence of light, that darkness, almost it completely coats Thuff the Younger's hands as he places them onto Falzarin's chest, and that darkness seems to seep into Falzarin, and his body jolts. And Thuff the Younger removes his hands. Okay, hold on. And he kind of like rubs his hands together again, and that darkness kind of coats again as he puts him to Falzarin's chest and jolts Falzarin. Falzer, I'm gonna get, or Bill, I'm gonna get you to roll me a percentile.
90.
The winds begin to quiet, and they weaken until they're completely gone. But what's actually happening is the weather isn't clearing. There's just a specific area around, seemingly centered on Falzarin and Thuff the Younger. The wind is no longer breaching this sphere of area. As the air grows quiet, you can't even hear the wind in here. The area is like a 20-foot radius kind of sphere, right? So it's fairly large, like the size of a fireball almost. In fact, the outer influences of it do start to ignite, and they just blaze across this area. You don't feel any heat. You can't even hear anything. In fact, it's almost like it's a strange, like, silence bubble. But in the flames, you see they take the shape of a figure, of a Nyogi, at the top of the sphere, and it's a little difficult to make out in the flames, but you just see it's along its eel neck, right, and its mouth. The corners of it just creep up in these jagged, fiery teeth in what can only be interpreted as a smile. And the flames shoot down into Falzarin. Falzarin's limbs fly out and splay out. The sounds of the winds begin to whip and whirl and howl around you again as that silence sphere, like, burns up in those flames. The fire dissipates, and Falzarin takes a breath and opens his eyes.
I will grab Falzarin by the front of his shirt. I told you to get away, you imbecile! And then I'll hug him. Don't do that again.
Oh, what happened, Shakara? I feel strange. Very strange.
You died. You were dead. And that goblin brought you back.
Goblin?
The goblin waves at you.
I look down at the goblin. I go, all right, what kind of mess are we in now?
Exactly, Shaft. That didn't look good.
How did a goblin? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't really want the answer.
It wasn't me. It was Kachakakas.
Yeah, I think we just changed to the Nyogi side.
That is not for you to worry about. You are back. That is all that matters.
Falzarin, do you have potions? Here, you need healing. Here, I have one.
No, I don't have any potions, but
here, take this.
I would certainly take one if you could spare one.
And I just, like, pour it down his throat.
I guess it's all about perspective, really. I mean, don't really care too much about the other two either. So, Nyogi now.
The rest of the paladins they're all like, Silas is like, what is going on? We have to bind him. No. That's no. I helped. Look, he's up.
Why do you have to bind him?
Oh, he could be dangerous. Look what he just did.
We asked for help and he was willing.
You just got help from what looked like a Nyogi god.
Does it matter? Does it matter where the help came from?
We'll figure this out later, and Samuel might be able to help us. We need to go now. We have the armor.
So now Samuel's going to kill a god? How else is he going to help?
We don't know anything more than you. We need to go back with the armor now. Please escort us. We are in need of your assistance immediately. We have no resources left.
Thuft, you will travel with us, yes?
Did you say Thuft?
Thuft the Younger. Thuft the Younger.
Thuft the Younger.
And you realize if you run, we will kill you.
Oh, you realize if you run, Katsukatsuka will kill you.
We are in agreement then.
Let's just all go together then, at a nice leisurely pace, and this will all work out in the end. We need we need to have some discussions.
We need away from this ice right now.
I'm really glad I followed you all.
I am too.
I'm glad you were here. But in a time when I had no healing left, we needed help.
Oh, that's so sad. Katsuka would have given you healing.
Okay. Thor gives me plenty of healing.
But I mean, obviously not enough.
It's
And
been a long
you
day.
can all start walking, like you can get off this side.
Does he look like Thuft? Like original Thuft?
So those that match Thuft, yes. Thuft the Younger bears a remarkable resemblance to the Thuft that some of you knew.
Okay, so I'll say to Falzarin, doesn't he look just like Thuft?
It's a striking resemblance.
I mean, didn't he die twice?
I still don't understand how this little goblin was able to bring me back from the dead.
I don't think he did. I think it's the Nyogi god.
There's a Nyogi god. Oh,
Well, I don't know what the hell it was.
Why is a goblin worshipping a Nyogi god?
surely we don't have some sort of debt or agreement with a Nyogi god now.
That is not something for you to worry about.
Oh, yes, you do.
It's not your problem.
Just one debt. We haven't worked that out yet, though.
One debt among many is few.
Mia makes a killer breakfast. I think whatever his name is might really enjoy it. And then we'll be even, right?
I mean, that's not up to me. I didn't make the deal. I'm just the emissary.
So when are we going to find out what this debt is?
I don't know.
We may never find out. Just ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist.
Knowing Coxswain probably at the most inconvenient times.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a trickster.
Okay, well, back to the original plan then.
We need to just live our lives and pretend that didn't happen. You feel fine, right, Falzarin? Thor can heal you. You know, like Thor can maybe take care of this favor, right?
Well, I'm alive, but I don't know how to explain it. I don't feel like I did yesterday, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, neither do I. It's been a long day, like I said.
That's true. That's probably all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Denny was scared. But, can I tell you one thing? Listen to Shakara next time.
I know.
What she said.
You fool.
It all just happened so fast.
I was flopping like a fish on that ice, just touching and healing and touching and healing and stunning and icing and... that was awful. Shaft's the only one that didn't bother me for anything.
I'm sure I will at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Thuft, where are you from?
I'm from the mountains. Not these ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you've been around for a while? You recognize that guy? I point at Falzarin. You look familiar to you?
Never seen him before in my life.
Yeah.
Why were you following us?
I saw you kill a bunch of my Nyogi friends outside of the cave there. And you had that fancy chestplate thing. I knew Kachikaza would want to know what it is.
It's nothing.
It is a piece of armor.
Yeah, no big deal.
I bet it's real special.
A lot of things are special.
Well, it's not ours.
You seem very special, you know what I'm saying?
That's what Kachikaza says.
Yeah. We're lucky you were around when Falzarin died.
It's almost like it was meant to be.
Guess.
So you've been a follower of this Kachika for a while then?
Oh, yeah. I'm very important.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, have you met Kachika directly?
I've met his body.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's real gross.
What's it look like? One of them other Nyogi things? The big long neck and stuff?
He doesn't live in his body?
It looks like a Nyogi. Yeah. It's really big, and it's made up of a bunch of different other things, though.
Is it nearby?
Yeah, where is it?
It's in the mountains.
Is it in the cave?
I mean, I could have took you there if we were back at the cave. Do you want to go?
Yeah, we just have to make a quick little stop here, and then, yeah, I would love to go meet him.
We could go to the cave?
Sure, I'll bring you right there.
After, though. After.
He doesn't like to wait.
Oh, he doesn't know we're coming.
He knows a lot of things.
Well, we do have a couple other things we need to take care of first. We have other people waiting on us.
Well, Thuff the Younger kind of smiles and he kind of puts a hand, like pats Falzarin. Well, I'll bet I'll be watching this one.
So will I. As I will be watching you.
Oh, I guess I'll watch you back.
I'm going to smile at him.
I'm too tired to think that conversation through.
You do as you progress here. I imagine the progress starts out a little slower, right? As you're kind of just recovering and catching various breaths and or lives here as we are continuing across. And you make it across the lake into coverage of the forest. And as you hit the tree line, why don't each of you give me a perception check, please?
22 for Shaft.
10 for Shakara.
12 for Mia.
Adjusted 20 for Falsey.
Balzarin and Shaft do notice the outline of a white dragon with an Yogi rider kind of dipping back into the tree line of 2 miles northeast of your position, right? Kind of back to where you came along with the curve of that kind of bay little inlet, right, that you've cut across. Disappearing into the trees, much like your group is doing. And as you've been progressing too, like clearly then you've been talking to Thuff the Younger, the paladins like Silas and Lance Hannigan, they're having kind of clandestine almost conversations with themselves, right? Hushed conversations between the 5 of them. They clearly look very uneasy about what's happened and what has transpired here. Silas is still would like to bind and gag Thuff the Younger, but isn't pressing too hard against that with, the 4 of your insistence here.
Okay, I think I'll sort of hang back and mix into that crowd a little bit. See, first off, just listening to see if I can hear what they're saying.
It's just like disbelief at what's happened, confusion. Why don't you roll me an insight check?
9?
Even with a 9 though, like it's clear like you're picking up on fear, confusion, that kind of thing as they're exchanging in the exchange with these of the paladins. But very quickly though the conversation amongst them kind of dies down and they just set into just making it back to the paladin encampment.
Okay, I'll sort of go back where Silas and I'll stand beside him a little bit, or I'll walk beside him a little bit and go, "Hey, don't worry, we got the stuff for Sammy. When he gets it, he'll take care of all this mess."
I hope so. I would never thought I'd say I missed the tower duty.
Yeah, well, when you hang with us, you never know what's going to happen.
Clearly, every encounter I have with you lot is very interesting. I gotta say, I hope to keep them to a minimum. No offense.
None taken. I'd like to keep mine to a minimum too, but it just keeps on following me around. And I look over at Falzarin, and I look back at him. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Look, I'm glad Falzarin's seems to be fine, as much as the rest of you. And I'll try to. I know Lance and Hannigan will fall in, but Milo and Kelt, I don't know. They're pretty freaked out. They haven't really seen anything like that. I mean, hell, neither have I. But after fighting with you all at the tower, I know what side you're on. And I think I can convince them of that. I don't know how much of this you want to share with Samuel. I'm going to have to write up some type of report about what happened.
I mean, we'll give Sammy what he needs. We'll have a nice little discussion about what we need to do next. And see what he can do in this situation. And then maybe we'll talk about how to write that report up.
All right, look, as long as we're giving Samuel the intel that we've discovered that they have some god here in the mountains or something, clearly Samuel needs to be made aware of it.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't say to lie. It's just, you know how paperwork gets. You start putting stuff in there and then more questions and more questions. Next thing you know, you're never getting out of the office.
Honestly, that sounds pretty good right now.
While we're walking, I think Falzarin's going to match pace with Shakara and sort of ask her to describe kind of what happened so he can have a little bit of a better understanding of exactly how this goblin resurrected me. Would Falzarin recognize, does this ring a bell if Falzarin anything has read about before as far as this, like, Kralakina, or not, sorry, Kralakina.
Different god.
This, like, Niyogi god, has he ever read of, I can't remember whether we had decided whether Falzarin actually had ever read of Niyogi before at all, so.
I assume Shakara is going to be... Like, are you going to withhold details to Falzarin about what happened, or are you just going to be completely upfront with them?
I will tell him everything except for the fact that we owe a favor to the god, because I don't want him to worry about that. And there will be a lot of berating happening throughout the story.
Oh, this needs to be roleplayed.
Shakara, what exactly happened? How... I was dead. How was I brought back to life?
Because you are an idiot. You came up front where you do not belong, and you put yourself in danger.
Well,
and the big thing exploded and took you out, and we were all down.
I sort of vaguely remember that happening, but I was dead. How
you were dead?
I hear Shakara, and so I'm like joining in. I just got you back on your feet, and like Shakara said, you ran into the thick of it on Denny.
You have no armor. You have no defenses. What were you thinking?
Exactly.
If it wasn't for that goblin there, you would still be dead. There was nothing we could do.
I know. But speaking of the goblin, I was kind of hoping to know...
He said he could ask a favor of his god.
So we accepted.
And his god brought you back.
What do we know about his god?
Falzarin, we were spent. You went into the battle. We had nothing we could do. Nothing we could do.
This little goblin is an emissary for a Niyogi god that he says resides in the mountain.
If you feel weird, it's probably because you're growing an eel neck or something.
I'm going to look closely at him.
You're telling me a Niyogi god granted a favor to this goblin to resurrect me?
Yes.
Well, granted us a favor, right?
You've got... How does this keep happening?
Listen, we've got all sorts of gods. We got Thor, we got the cult, we got,
Bad luck follows you around.
You just won't die. Wait a second. You did die.
Bad luck and very good luck.
We had to try. We would do it for anyone else, right? You would do it for me. It could have been anyone.
Were you cursed as a child?
I did have a troubled childhood and my adolescence as well, actually. I was a little bit accident prone.
I opened my eyes and you were all on the ground. It could have been any one of us, honestly. I just happened to see Shakara first.
I'm just very, very happy to be back with all of you.
I'll put my arm around his shoulder. As am I.
If you start smelling like eel, you know.
You scared us. Don't do that again.
I will try my best. I apologize. I should have listened to you, Shakara. I don't know.
If you want to fight, we can teach you how to fight.
He just needs to stay back.
Don't they say something about old dogs? I think maybe I best stick with what I know best.
I agree.
And you didn't even have healing potions on you. What are you thinking?
Well, I hoped that we could finish them off before they finished us off, I guess.
And if you do that again, I will kill you myself.
I'll help her.
All right. Point taken. Well, I'm glad all of you are all right.
All right, as we're both like covered in wounds and barely stumbling along, and
Yeah.
So we still have a pretty good distance to go, or because I think if we're going to have another number of hours, a short rest might be in order.
Now that you've crossed the lake, you have less than 10 miles left, more like 6. So you'll make it to the camp at nightfall. So it will be dark as you are moving in. That is going to be another couple hours, 2 to 3 hours of travel, as you're no longer making a fast pace. You're just at a normal pace right now, with the rest of the paladins in tow. So you can certainly, in the cover of the trees, if you want to take an hour, like it's not the difference between you arriving before the sun sets or after, right? Like it's going to be dark by the time you're there. So it's up to you if you want to take an hour. It does appear, the rest of the journey across the lake has been relatively, uninterrupted. The only thing again you saw was it's clear that the Nyogi and the dragon are still somewhere around.
How's everybody feeling? I think maybe we ought to sit down for a little while, take a rest. That thing's still up there somewhere, and I don't think I can take another fight right now.
a rest would be most welcome.
We need to be careful. If it comes up on us when we've got our guard down, that would be terrible. But I am certainly exhausted. A rest would be great.
Does not seem like the Nyogi will attack as long as we have control over him. Gesturing to Thuff.
No, you don't control me.
We don't.
Sure.
No, of course not.
Control's not the word she was looking for. She was traveling companion is what she was trying to say.
Possession?
No.
He says.
Not quite friend, maybe acquaintance more. But, we can all be pleasant with each other, right? I look over at Silas and I go, right?
He gives a wordless nod.
Yeah. Horik, you're cool with everything, right?
I don't know what the hell is going on here. I'm supposed to see the fire and the father is dead and I is alive. I think I need a bit of a rest there.
Yeah, I agree. So I sort of sit back down against a tree and go, all right, let's take an hour.
How many are in our company right now?
It's the 4 of you plus Horik, Thup the Younger, and 5 paladins. So it's more than 8. More than
11.
So 11. Well, not everyone needs to be inside the tiny hut.
Do we need a tiny hut for an hour, though?
We don't, but I can ritual cast it. So it doesn't cost me anything. It just takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would say Mia's also... Mia would certainly benefit from the warmer climate in the hut as well, I would say, after her dip in the lake.
Oh, yeah, she's freezing.
I was thinking
True.
about that.
Yeah, I can control the climate inside, which would be nice as well. And make it sort of not invisible, but camouflage it a bit.
So who are you excluding is the question.
Well, are you going to cast the hut?
I'm gonna say that I can, and that I can fit 9 of us in there.
I was going to suggest, hey, maybe you're going to cast that spell, right? Let's put Thuft in there. Now Thuft, you can't leave this dome. You can't walk out once you go in. But it's nice and warm in there, so why don't you stay in there with us?
Yeah, I know what a tiny hut is. I'm not dumb.
Oh, well, this is a special tiny hut, right, Falzarin?
Yes. I'm pretty adept at magic casting, let me tell you.
All right, well, face it, you don't want to leave once you get inside. It's nice in there.
Oh, what's so special about it?
Oh, you'll see.
Okay, but I'm leaving if it's not special.
Well, special is all about your perspective, I suppose.
Thup the Younger doesn't have many perspectives.
What?
Oh, you do remind me of an old friend.
Who? Was he handsome?
Again, all about perspective. But yes, I think we'll all be much more comfortable, all of us that can spend some time relaxing in here. Be nice, warm, sheltered from the elements out here. Just stand back a moment.
Okay, hold on. Who are you going to exclude?
Who are we with again?
So there,
I guess.
there's 11 of you.
Let's leave Milo and Kelt out because they really like us.
Okay.
The two most questionable about everything that we've done. You stay out here.
Falzarin will look up the paladins et al. And see if any of them look injured.
It doesn't seem like it. No, nothing. No severe differences, at least.
Are they hurt?
They've certainly seen some battle, but nothing near what the four of you went through.
So I will say, I guess, just before I start focusing and performing my ritual. Now, unfortunately, there is a size restriction to how big I can make this protective dome, and it is quite well camouflaged, but 2 of us will have to stay out and perhaps keep watch. Are there any of... What do you think? Who would like to stay inside under the protection, and who would like to stay out? And I'm speaking specifically to Captain Grohl and his entourage.
Silas will volunteer himself, and Lance also volunteers.
Captain Grohl, you are a good man.
Oh, I appreciate that. Everyone, let's get patched up for an hour, rest how we can, and let's just be quick about getting back to encampment.
Okay, so Falzarin will choose a spot, if he can find one that's sort of maybe a little bit underneath a tree or tucked away a little bit, and begin the ritual of casting Tiny Hut.
And that's our show. If you're not already, be sure to follow us at IncorrigiblePar on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Instagram and Facebook, and you can go to incorrigibleparty.com for world lore and PC information, and we've recently started adding some maps there as well. Incorrigible Party is generously sponsored and made possible by Critical Hit Design. For any of your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. All ambient sound and music is provided by Tabletop Audio, and our intro and outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can reach him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!